Good morning, friends. It's a good Friday morning. Kind of sad. It's my last video for my projects that I've done for the last 10 weeks. This one is the end of all the fabric that I had left over. What I did is I stripped it all up into all different sizes of strips. This literally is what's left. I do have some of that fabulous orange left, so it's still hanging around. I think I have 2 yards of that. So this is what's left, and I want to show you what I did with my end pieces so I have nothing left. I'm doing what we call log jam, and that is just where you, and there's a video attached to this, that's just where you sew your pieces basically in a log cabin pattern around and around and around. And when you get the square big enough, you cut it down into a smaller square, and that's where you trim it up. So what I did is I did pot holders just to show you. I'll do a quilt out of these, and if Val gives me her leftover fabrics, I can have a pretty good sized throw. She's gritting over there, but I know she will because she doesn't want it hanging around her house. So I'm going to just talk about pot holders that I did. They're real basic, great little gifts for Christmas or birthday or housewarming. I want to show you what I use. So inside the pot holder is a piece, and these are 8.5 inches finished to date. Insul Bright, which has it keeps the heat from burning your hands. So it has batting on one side, and then it has this tin on the other side, and it comes on a bolt like this, okay? Now, we're not exactly sure. I'm sure somebody out there will let us know what this is called. It goes on your ironing board. Okay, I use that, and I put it on the inside, put it on the pot holder where you're gonna hold on to the pan. Because again, it doesn't burn, so you're not gonna burn your pot holder up. And that, again, will help insulate your hands. So I put this on the inside, and to put more insulation on there, I put a piece on the outside of it. I sandwich it in between 2 pieces of batting, okay? And then I put my, I don't have one here. Oh yeah, here we go. Then I put this little piece on top of that, okay? And then right sides together, my pot holder. Now, if I want to put a little hanger on there, you don't have to have a hanger, but if you do, I've made some hangers in here. It's just a piece of, I think it was like 2 inches, and I made some bias tape out of it, a double fold bias tape, top stitched it. I just take a little piece like that, cut it off, stick it inside your pot holder on the corner, and pin it in there, okay? So when you sew, it's gonna get caught in there. When you sew around it, I actually have one that I sewed already. I leave a little opening, back tack, go around the pot holder all the way around, back tack. Then I'm gonna turn it inside out. Oh yeah, trim your corners. Yeah, Val mentioned that, and I need to trim my corners. Trim your corners, which I actually have done. You can see that where I've trimmed the corners, okay? Turn it inside out. Use a knitting needle or something to poke the corners out, okay? So you get your corners poked out. And then I actually hand stitch the opening closed, which is right there. I did a decent job. That's hand stitch closed. Mm-hmm. And then I just take whatever thread's gonna match the back of I put a gray on my bobbin, and then I think it's probably a gray on top too. It looks like a gray. You can quilt whatever you want on there. I just went around like a log cabin. Boom, that's it, it's done. Simple, just like that. But what I really want to do with these is make these squares, because these are going to be, move all this. This is going to be a quilt. And my squares are 6.5 inches, and then you just line them up like so. Make the quilt as big as you want, and then just sew your rows together. And before you know it, you've got a quilt. And it's really cute. It's super cute. You could do table runners like this. You could do a vest like this if you wanted to. But we teach kids how to sew doing this. I don't believe in sewing on paper to learn how to use a sewing machine. This actually gets you something made when you start to sew. So that's how I teach anybody to sew, because they're getting something usable. So here's my piece that's actually, I'm gonna cut this 6.5 inches. I got my 6.5 inch ruler. If I lay it on top of that, you can see it's bigger than that square. You can leave it so it looks pretty straight, or you can tilt it a little bit and it'll give it that wonky look. Cut the 4 sides off. And you have your square. Ta-da! And it goes into my pile. Then I'll just cut all those up, keep sewing. You can put those in a Ziploc baggie, put it away, paper bag if you're not into Ziploc baggies, and stick it away. Pizza box works great too. So that is, oh, and I just want to go real quick. I always forget this, so I should do this in the beginning of these videos. What I use the little mighty iron, my wool pressing sheet. A smaller one works great for this because then you can travel around with it because you only need a little space for your 6.5-inch squares. Water bottle. Here's the nice new one that doesn't have water in it. They're now clear so you can see how much liquid you have in there. And then we are putting together some of these packs that have 12 8.5-inch squares of batting together. And if you wanted to just purchase them from us, we have those online also for you to purchase. Again, all the other products we have here in the store. So check our website out. They're all on the website. Okay? I'll see you, I don't know, when we do another, maybe Val come up with something else that she needs help with, and then I can do more projects. Or we can just come up with projects for the store. So have a great Friday, and thank you very much.